Recently people have been talking about storing up food and water because of the crisis, the times that we're in, and for good reason. You could see people having concern and sometimes even fear. Of course, the Bible tells us actually the most common command that Jesus said is fear not. And I really believe it is the greatest enemy of our souls. It's the exact opposite of faith. And so we're in times where people are trembling and wondering, the uncertainty of all the man-made systems starting to collapse, and where is America going, and where are the nations going, and the economy and these things. And I want to just speak to this thing about storing up stuff for ourselves. First of all, I don't really see that it's biblical. Now, if the Holy Spirit comes and tells you to do it, then do it. But let me just throw out a principle. We're called to lay down our lives so that others can live. And we're called to the harvest. According, the reason the Son of Man appeared was to seek and save the lost. And then he calls us, he says, in the same way he was sent into the world, we're sent into the world. So we have the same mandate. He was the light of the world, and then he passes the torch to us, his disciples, and says, now you're the light of the world. So here's the part that I'm concerned about sometimes. When, as believers, we get into the, storing up canned goods or whatever it might be. But does anyone remember Y2K? If we think back, there's a lesson there, I believe. Because I was in Nashville, Tennessee at the time. And I saw even entire conferences coming, talking, and tons of books being sold and all these things, that, the end times and all this stuff. And we had a bit different perspective because we're working in the inner city every day. So every day was Y2K. Hello. And so you got people at the edge, on food stamps, broke, busted, and disgusted right there every day. And so for me, it was kind of hard to process the suburbanized Christianity saying, hey, we got to cover our own selves now. We got to take care of, run for the hills and dig a bunker. And let's follow this through for a second. If we all did that, and we started, just kind of hoarding up stuff for the tough times, the next thing you got to do, what do you got to get? You got to get a gun. Well, what are you going to do with that gun? Shoot the people we're supposed to be laying down our lives for? You see my logic in this? Hopefully you're seeing at least some reasoning. So here's what I believe. I believe, yes, if the Holy Spirit says, hey, you need to get food or a generator or this or that, hey, if the Holy Spirit says it, we do it, right? And there's, we have land and we're preparing a place we believe that is for the future. The Lord said it's important to be connected to land and water and these things. But if the overriding motivation of these things is fear or self-preservation, we're not going to see a harvest. We're going to spend our best years taking care of ourselves, living in fear, and then getting shotguns to protect it all. So, just something to think about. I know that's not maybe a total clear answer, but I really believe the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And if we really believe God can take care of us, then we'll be busy doing His work. We'll do His business. He'll take care of our business. And let me tell you, it's nothing for Him to feed His children. Remember, Jesus said, consider the birds. They don't worry. They don't fret. They're not around hoarding stuff. They're actually flying around having a good time. Somehow they know they're going to be okay. Somehow we're supposed to know we're going to be okay. And I believe we're to fly into the purposes of God, the high calling of God, and not get distracted by selfishness, self-preservation, and especially anything that's driven by fear. Stay away from it.